What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Missflips. In today's episode, we are participating in the $100 challenge hosted by Sab over at Sab's Rehabs, where we have to make over some pieces for under $100. Anyways, I was a little too good at my job the other day, and when clearing out some space on my phone, I accidentally deleted the beginning footage of my piece, so that's great. So we're gonna get started with sanding. Anyways, let's get flippin'. So because I accidentally deleted all that earlier footage, here is a little example of what they looked like before. You can tell they're pretty beat up. I think one of them had actually tried to, or someone had tried to refinish it at one point because all the finish was gone off of it, like the original finish. If you can see, the back one is a different color than the one in the front. So I think someone had tried to refinish it and just didn't continue, or decided to give them away, or whatever happened. But I'm starting with a 60 grit sandpaper just to get like all of that finish off, and then I'm going in with a 120 grit, and then I'm finishing off with a 220 grit. If you are just painting a piece, there's really no reason to sand off the entire, finish and old stain that was on there, because you're just going to be painting over it anyways. I am doing this specifically because I am going to be staining. At this point in time, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to be doing with it, but I just knew that I wanted to stain some sort of design on it. But yeah, so that's why I'm removing all of the finish. And like I said, if you're just gonna paint over it, a scuff sand or something is yeah, it'll do just fine. So throughout this video, I'm going to be kind of going over some, budget-friendly, money-saving tips. So my first one is going to be to reuse hardware. If you replace hardware, you're, of course going to have to pay for the new hardware that you put in. But there are so many ways to kind of restyle and refresh the hardware that you already have, such as, cleaning them off. I love using Barkeeper's Friend and just scraping off some old residue that's on hardware and giving it just like a little facelift, or you can just spray over it with some spray paint or the Rust-Oleum gold, silver, black even, whatever the case may be, whatever your vibe is. Yeah, it's a great money saver to reuse the old hardware. Another great way to save is working with what you got. As you guys know, if you've been watching me for a little while, I love this Jet Black by Melange paint. I love the depth and the richness of this black color. So I use it a lot in a lot of my projects. So I, of course, had some lying around from a project or two ago, and I used what was on hand. I didn't seek out a different color and all that sort of stuff. I mean, of course, if you have something specific in mind, then you need to buy other products or, paint supplies, colors, whatever the case may be. But I just went with what I had on hand and decided to create my design for these pieces based off of what I had on hand already. And that way I didn't actually have to spend any money out of pocket for these pieces specifically. I had some paint left over and I used it for these pieces. Another way to save money is actually to stain pieces. So for me personally, in my experience, staining only takes one coat. Whereas with painting, you have to put 2, 3, sometimes even 4 or 5 coats on a piece in order to get the correct amount of coverage. But with stain, for me, I just put one coat and I'm good to go. So that is also a really great way to save money, is just to stain a majority of your piece or even the entire piece itself. For this piece, I wanted to do my popular kind of fanning out design. I did it on this piece a while back and it got a lot of traction on TikTok and also on here, which if you guys haven't checked out that video yet, make sure to check it out after this. It's one of my favorite projects that I've ever done and I am extremely proud of it. But anyways, I knew I wanted to do something similar with these nightstands and I wanted to do it with stain. So I actually had some black stain left over and as well as some American walnut, and so I decided to do a combination of the two and do a design where the inside of the tape was the American walnut and the outside is going to be the black. When it comes to taping pieces like this, I try to stay with the veneer lines. So as you can see, there is a clear pattern here that the maker of these nightstands wanted to have with their veneer. They had these triangular patterns and had it broken up by a strip of veneer going right down the middle of them and had borders and all that sort of stuff. So I try to work with those lines. Otherwise, your pattern is going to end up being a little, I don't know, kind of wonky in my opinion, or a little strange, and it's gonna look like it doesn't belong on the piece if you don't follow those lines. So I tried to just align all of my tape and all of my design to go along with the veneer lines that were already there. Another great way to save money when flipping furniture is to set a cap for yourself. So me personally, when I'm buying pieces to flip or restore or whatever the case may be, I always try to stay under $50. I make that my maximum that I want to spend. This is a new thing for me because in the past I would kind of just go willy-nilly and just kind of buy whatever I wanted to work on. And this definitely limited the amount of profit that I would get from a piece, of course. But unless it's a commission, if the money is coming out of my own pocket, I do try to keep it as close to $50 as I possibly can. That way I make as much as possible when I am done flipping the piece and the piece is ready to be sold. Speaking of, this is the $100 challenge, where we have to flip a piece for under $100. So let's go over the numbers real quick. So for these two nightstands, I spent a total of $25. I got them off of Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, they were $25 for the pair. And then for the products and stuff that I used, I'm just going to tell you guys the entire prices of everything, even though I didn't use all of those products and I had some of those products on hand already. I didn't buy them specifically for this piece. Actually, all of the products that I used, I had on hand already. I didn't buy anything specifically for this piece. Anyways, that being said, these are the total costs of everything that I've used. So the tape is $12, the gold spray is $11, the stains are $11 each, and then the black paint was $38 and the polyurethane was $14, and that comes out to a total of 100 and let's do some math. 22? Yeah, 122. But I only used a total of, and this is on the generous side, by the way, I made sure to include way more of the tape than I probably used, and way more of the stain and the paint that I definitely didn't use. But on the generous side of things, we're looking at total cost of $49. And so that is a pretty good price to flip. So again, to go over how I kept this so affordable, I used materials that I already had on hand. So things like the paint, the stains, the spray paint that I used for the gold, and the tape and everything, all of that was from my already stocked shelf. I didn't buy anything in preparation for this project. So coming under just half of the $100 that we were allotted for this flip, I would say we did pretty decently. Pretty swimmingly, I might add. Also, if you are looking to maximize your profit even more, a great way to cut down on cost is looking for free furniture that's just sitting out on the street on trash day, or going to garage sales, and just finding cheap pieces that are maybe even free is a great way to cut down on costs. By the way, using your shirt as a rag is also an acceptable way to cut on spending. So for the top coat, I'm going in with some clear satin polyurethane, and I'm just wiping it on with a sponge brush right now because I couldn't find my other brush that I used to put on top coat usually. But then in between coats, I went ahead and sanded it with a 300 grit sandpaper, and then wiped it all down with a damp cloth, and then went over the entire thing again with the polyurethane. And I did a total of 3 coats with the sanding and wiping down in between each coat to get the smoothest finish. So now that this project is coming to a close, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Sab over at Sab's Rehabs for hosting this awesome challenge. And I am but one artist participating in this challenge. There are so many talented people in this challenge, so please make sure to go check out the playlist in the link below. If you guys liked this video, please make sure to give it a like and comment and subscribe and do all those things. And as a little friendly reminder, I just started my first membership program and it has so many awesome benefits, so please make sure to go and check that out if you are interested in helping support the Missflips channel. Thank you so much to those of you who have already joined. I so love and appreciate all of your support, and thank you to everyone who is watching. Your support has helped me keep making content, so thank you so much for all of that. And until next time, guys, stay flippin'.